Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing arithmetic progression, in short form AP, that is progressions of numbers in a particular sequence. So as you can see on the screen, when a sequence has a constant difference between successive terms, it is called arithmetic progression. That's AP. Like for example, what you can see on the screen: 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. This is a sequence of numbers that has constant difference. Now, for example, if you say this is the first term, you are starting with this number. The first number you are starting with is called the first term. You are starting with this number 1. If you are counting number, for example, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you are not counting in that form, you decide to start with a number. For example, you start with 7. You move to 9. You move to 11. The first number that you start with is the first term, 7. You move to 9. You move to 11. Looking at that sequence of number, it has a common difference, which is 2, 2. Now, for instance, you have 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. If you look at this number, the difference between 4 and 1 is 3. The difference between 7 and 4 is 3. The difference between 10 and 7 is 3. The difference between 13 and 10 is 3. Without telling you the nonce number, it's 16, because the difference between 16 and 13 is 3. So you have a common difference. So when you see number like this, when the sequence has a constant difference between successive terms, it is called arithmetic progression. So that is the basic explanation of arithmetic progression. At times I will be using AP instead of arithmetic progression. So the moment I say AP, I mean arithmetic progression. So now looking at this, beautiful. If you look at this sequence of number, since this is it does not necessarily mean 1 will always be your first term. You can start from any number, but the moment you start, say for example, let me give another example. You have 5. If the next number is 9, the next number is 13. 5 is now your first term. 9 minus 5 will give you 4. 13 minus 9 will give you 4. 4 is the common difference, so the difference between them. Now look at this. Our first term now is 1. Like I said, it does not necessarily mean that 1 will always be your first term. But in this sequence now, in this progression, your first term is 1. That's the first number. Now the common difference, we represent first term with A. Anywhere you see A, it means the first term. The common difference, that is this minus this, this minus this, this minus this. The common difference will be successive. It will be constant, which is 3. Represent common difference with D. In this case, it is 3. Number of terms, we represent it as N. It depends on the number of terms we are looking for. Now, this is the first term, second term, third term, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, like that. Like in this sequence now, if you ask to look for the fourth term, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth term will be 10, because that's, if you are adding 3, 3, the fourth term you will come across is 10. So the number of terms, they may ask you to look for the 17th term in this successive terms now in this sequence. So you'll be adding 3, 3, 3, 3. But instead of doing that, a formula has been reached, which is this. This is the nth term. This that we have here, Tn, equals to A plus n minus 1d, where A is our first term, like we said here. Our n is the number of terms. The number of terms we are actually looking for. D is the common difference, the difference between first and second, second and third, third and fourth. Those difference will be constant. And now this Tn is the nth term. So that's the result you get from here. So let's dive straight into solving questions. We have 2 questions here. After solving the first question, I will tell us the rationale behind the second question. So the first question says, determine the 16th term. Look at this now. This is a series of number, you have 2, after 2 you have 7, after 7 you have 12, after 12 you have 17. If you look at this now, the difference here will be 7 minus 2 will be 5, 12 minus 7 will be 5, 17 minus 12 will be 5. So you automatically know that the common difference is what? Is 5. So our first term is 2, our common difference is 5. So those are the two major things you need from this one. So let's say solution 1, we come up with our formula. It is very key. So with this, we can now say, let's bring down our series of number, or let's leave it. So from solution 1 now, from here now, we can now say our first term is key here. What's our first? That's the first number. Your first number is your first term, which is what? 2. Awesome. Because we need to get our 16th term, because we have to look for the 16th term. That's the number of terms we are. The 16th term will give us what? That's what we are looking for. Our first term is 2 in this series. Our number of term, that's the 16th term we are looking for. Our number of term, 16. We are looking for the 16th term. It is very key, you understand that. Then the next one, the common difference. You get the common difference from the difference you have between the first and the second. The common difference will be constant. 7 minus 2 is 5. 12 minus 7, 5. 17 minus 12, 5. By so doing, you know that your common difference, which is D, is what? 5. So with these parameters, you'll be able to get your 16th term. Because that's what the question is actually asking from you. So to get your 16th term, so our first term, which is 2, our number of term, n, which is what? 16, our common difference, which is what? 5. Very easy. So you say 16 minus 1 here will give you what? 15. You say the next thing here is, you say 15 times 5 here will give you what? 75. Awesome. So from here, you say 75 plus 2 will give you what? 77. So that is your 16th term. 77 is your 16th term. So for example, now let me just give you, this is your first term, second, third, fourth, fifth. The question is asking you to go to 16. That means you'll be adding 5 to all you have till you get to 16th term. Then if you're adding 5 the 16th term will be 77. So instead of doing it like that, it will take your time. The moment you apply this formula, you get your 16th term to be what? 77. That's for solution number 1. So let's say solution number 2. Solution 2. Now, unlike this question, we are given a series. So from that series, we know our first term, we know our common difference. Now this one, they told us the 6th term of an AP is 17. The 6th term, that is, if you count a series, the first, second, third, fourth, like this one, this is the first, second, third. Like this one, the third term now is 12. The second term is 7. The fourth term is what? 17. The 16th term, that's what we've got here. The 16th term, 77. Now, like this one, we are given the 6th term. The 6th term of an AP to be 17. And we are given the 13th term to be 38. We have to determine the 19th term. Now, in this case, we are not given A, which is the first term. We are not given D, which is the what? Common difference. But we are given, this is actually the question, determine the 19th term. That's the question. But we are given this information, this term to be 17, 13th term to be 38. We are giving those information so that we can get our A and our D. That's our first term and our common difference. So by so doing, let's come up with our formula. Now, this is what the question is saying. The question says the sixth term, that's n. When n is 6, the nth term is 17. We are giving this because look at this place. I just want this to be clear that the 16th term now is this 77. That means it is 77 that is here. It is 77 that is here. That's the nth term. Now, this time around, we are giving the n and the nth term. We are giving the n and the nth term. We are giving another n and the nth term. So when n is 6, the nth term is what? 17. So when n is 6, he said the sixth term of an AP is 17. So we are given the Tn to be 17. Am I correct? Yes, sixth term to be 17. We are given 13th term to be 38. 13th term to be what? To be 38. Awesome. Now, we are given these two information so that we can get our A and our D. The moment we're able to get those two, then we'll now go to the question. The question says we should determine the 19th term. I think if we are given first term and common difference, there's no point going through all this stress. We just look for our 19th term. But we are not giving the first term and the common difference. Now, we are giving those information so that we can get our first term and our common difference. So, let's apply this formula now. Like I've said it over and over again, the moment you are looking for two unknown, you will apply simultaneous equation because you'll be solving that question simultaneously. This time around, we are looking for A and D. Now, the sixth term, we are given 6 to be, we are given n to be 6. The sixth term is what? 17. So our Tn is 17. We don't know A, we don't know D. By so doing, we can now say, okay, 6 minus 1 here will give us what? 6 minus 1 will give us 5. 5 times D will give us 5D. 5 times D will give us what? 5D. So, we'll be able to, there's nothing we can do with this again. So, let's call this one equation 1. Because we are actually looking for A and D. So let's call this one equation what? Equation 1. Let's come again with our formula. So we are actually applying our formula. So beautiful. So that's our equation 1. Now, the second information, we are told that the 13th term is 38. The 13th, that's the number of terms. And the nth term is what? 38. Beautiful. So, having done that, because we are not given A, we are not given D, and we need to look for it before we look for what the question is actually asking from us. So, the 13th term is 38. Now, if you come here, we say 13 minus 1 will give us what? 12. 12 times D here will give us what? 12D. So we are left with this to be what? Equation 2. Awesome. So with our equation 1 and 2, we can solve and look for A and D. Beautiful. So let's bring our equation 1. Then our equation 2. Awesome. So we can now solve our equation 1 and 2 simultaneously to get our A and our D. So let's use the elimination method to solve. If you have not seen simultaneous equation on this our YouTube channel, either elimination method, substitution method, kindly check this channel. We've been able to iron that out. It will refresh your memory. So let's solve using elimination method. That means we are subtracting equation 2 from 1. We are subtracting equation 2 from 1. So let's subtract. Let's put our minus sign here. This is minus. Then this is just a line underneath what we have here. Beautiful. Okay, let's go. Let's say 17. That's what you will do. 17 minus 38. 17 minus 38. It will give you what? Minus 21. 17 minus 38 will give you what? Minus 21. We have our equality sign there. A minus A has gone. A minus A has gone. The next one is 5D minus 12D. That will give us minus 7D. Because once a smaller number is subtracting a bigger number, your result will be negative. So minus 7D. Beautiful. Awesome. So we can now work with this to get our D. Awesome. So we are left with this to get our D. Minus 21 equals to minus 70. So we can now divide both sides by minus 7. Let's get a template. We've not answered the question, but we are still looking for A and D, our first time and our common difference. The moment we are able to get that, we can now look for what the question is asking from us. Here we have minus 21. We are dividing both sides by minus 7. Here we have minus 7D. And we are dividing here also by what? Minus 7. Beautiful. So with this, we can say this minus can cancel this minus. This minus can cancel this minus. This 7 can cancel this 7. So we are left with D here. We are left with D, which is equal to what? 27 divided by 7. 21 divided by 7 will give us what? 3. So we've gotten our D, our common difference, which is D. Now, we can now put D to be 3 in any of the equation. Let's use equation 1. We can put to be 3 in equation. That means anywhere we see D in equation 1, we'll just put D there. That is what it means. This is our equation 1. Awesome. So, since we know our D to be 3, we just insert 3 here. By so doing, we'll be able to get our A. Awesome. 3 times 5 here will give us what? 15. Awesome. So, now, let's collect like terms. If this 15 now with plus crosses the equality sign and come and meet this 17, it will change to what? Minus. It will change to what? Minus. So this 15 has gone there. So our A is now standing alone. So A will now be what? 17 minus 15 will give us what? 2. That means our first term is 2. and our common difference is 3. Let's go back to our question. So what is the question asking us? That means our first term is what? Let's check again. Our first term awesome. Our first term is 2 and our common difference is 3. Beautiful. Maybe we should just do something very quickly. Just to get our sixth term. Sixth. That means we'll be adding 3, 3, 3 till we get to the sixth term. If our first term is 2, we will say 2 plus 3. That's what? 5. That's our second term will be 5. We are going to sixth term. We just want to confirm if our sixth term will give us 17. Our third term, 5 plus 3 will give us what? 8. Our fourth term, 8 plus 3 will give us what? 11. Our fifth term, 11 plus 3 will give us what? 14. And our sixth term, 14 plus 3 will give us what? 17. You can see that we are correct. So if our first term is 2, if you be and our common difference is 3, if you are adding 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 plus 2 will give you 5. 5 plus 3 will give you 8. 8 plus 3 will give you 11. 11 plus 3 will give you 14. 14 plus 3 will give you 17. That means our sixth term is 17. If you continue adding, the 13th term will be what? 38. So we've been able to iron that out. The question now says we should determine the 19th term. We should determine the 19th term. So we now make use of our formula. Since we know the common difference, the first term we are looking for, we have the number of terms that 19th. So since our first term is now what? 2, we've gotten it. Our common difference is what? 3. Awesome. So we have to look for the what? The 19th term. We have to look for the 19th term. So our n is what? 19. Awesome. So we now apply our formula. So let's go. What's our d? Our d is what? 3. What's our n? That's the 19. We have to look for the 19th term. What's our a? Our a is 2. Awesome. So with this, we'll be able to get our Tn. Awesome. So we'll come here and say 19 minus 1 will give us what? 18 times 3 will give us what? 54. Beautiful. 18 times 3 will give us what? 54. Now come here and say 54 plus 2. Beautiful. So that is our 19th term. That's our 19th term. Very easy, very easy. You can see that what the question is giving us is the 6th term to be 17, the 13th term to be 38. We have to look for the 19th term. So we've been able to get our 19th term. 56. You can always pause, rewind this video for better clarification and understanding. If you have any issue with this video or any of our video, kindly drop a comment with us. We will appreciate it and we'll reply as soon as we can. Kindly help us like this video and help us subscribe to this YouTube channel, My Simple Maths. You can always on the notification bell so that whenever we drop a new video, you will receive notification. Thank you.